Fall is here and winter's just around the corner, which means it's time to protect your yard and lawn equipment so that it's ready when the springtime comes around. If you don't properly winterize your equipment and yard, you could potentially end up having significant costs come the springtime or difficulties getting your equipment started. Gas using your equipment can go bad after several months of not being used, so what you need to do for your two-stroke equipment is run it out of gas. So fire it up and then just let it run until it dies. This way, you know you've got no fuel left in the machine at all, so when it comes springtime, it's going to be easy to start up. For the four-stroke equipment, I'd recommend you use a fuel stabilizer like this Stable product here. You can add this to a jerry can before you fill your piece of equipment up, or you can just add it to the tank if you know how much gas is in the tank already. Then run your piece of equipment for a little bit to make sure that fuel stabilizer gets all the way through the piping to make sure that there's no fuel just left untreated within the machine itself. So this way, when it comes to the springtime, your piece of equipment is going to fire up with no problem at all because it won't have any bad gas in it. Next thing you need to do is cover your equipment that you're not going to store in a shed or a garage. I have this Zetom zero-turn lawnmower cover that I put on my lawnmower when it's in the shed because my shed does leak a little bit and I want to make sure the lawnmower does stay dry. But if you're storing your lawnmower outside, one of these covers are going to be awesome to make sure the rain stays off of your lawnmower, the snow, the leaves, and anything else that might be out there in the winter, and make sure that you keep your lawnmower nice and clean and operational. The next thing to check is your fence, gate, and any trees around your property. Make sure gates close properly because when the weather starts to get humid, wood will start to expand. So make sure that the gates do close. If you have pets, they may end up getting out if your gate isn't closing properly. Now that we made sure our gates are secure, we want to make sure that the fence is secure, make sure there are no holes, make sure no posts are loose in the ground, because if you get high winds, especially if you've got a privacy fence, they're going to be really susceptible to falling over in the winter. So fix it now before you end up with a major problem where the fence falls in. Now that you've made sure the fence is secure, make sure there are no trees or tree limbs that are going to fall down and strike your house. We had a tree here that was not too healthy, so we took it down because it was within striking distance of the house, and we did not want to have the tree fall down on the house with some heavy snow load on it. We also took the opportunity to take down some other trees that were not in best health that could also be within striking distance of someone's fence or house. Next thing to do is make sure you blow out any in-ground sprinkler systems. Take your hose reels inside so that they don't freeze, and then turn off any outdoor faucets. I like to go inside and isolate them from the inside. This way you know that there's no water that's going to get all the way to the end of the faucet and potentially freeze and cause a major leak. If you have any battery-powered yard equipment and you store the batteries outside, I'd highly recommend that you take them inside and store them in your garage or basement for the winter. This way they're not getting exposed to really low temperatures, which can actually damage the batteries. Likewise, if you're storing these outside in the summer, I recommend that you take these inside into a more temperature controlled environment, because just as the cold can damage these batteries, so can the heat. Make sure to follow these simple steps so your yard and equipment will be ready for the spring. If you did like this video and want to see more DIY content around the home, you should check out this video here next.